All right, today we get to start graphics. 13A and 13B are going to be very quick. You're simply learning how to use dialog boxes. Make sure you import what you're supposed to import, look at the code, change it slightly. So 13A will be very quick. What you're going to notice in 13B is when you use a dialog box, you only ever get strings. So if you want to work with numbers, you're going to have to modify your code. So you get your information from the dialog box, and then you have to change it into an integer. Get the information from a dialog box, change it to an integer. Then you can do math and ask questions involving numbers. Now, in the drawings, this is where things get much more intense. So very much like we did in assignment 12, you need two files. The first file will set up the frame and the panel, and that allows you to draw things. And the second file will actually do the drawing. So when you set it up, you need two files. So I have assignment 13, that's my main line, and draw does the drawing. So assignment 13 has the code that sets up a frame, puts a panel on the frame, decides on the size of the frame, and makes it visible. This line of code allows you to close it when you click the X button. And so there's the first file. Your main line sets everything up. Once you've done this, you use the same file over and over and over again for all your programs when you're graphing. So this will be the basics for 13C, 13D, 13E, 13F, 14A, B, and C, and also your project if you choose to do that. So once you get this working and you like it, use the exact same code over and over again for all your graphics. Your second file, paint component, is where your drawings go. So you will always include a paint component. It will always look like this, and it starts with super.paintComponentG. After that, because we call G our graphics, G.drawLine will draw you a line. G.rectangle will draw a rectangle. Just everything starts with G. You don't need to call paint component. It comes for free. Let's just see what this looks like when we run it. Okay, so when you run the program, this is what you end up with. You have a frame. It's got a panel on it so we can draw things. And the drawing that we're doing, sorry, I just lost my output. Anyway, the drawing that we're doing had those two X's on it. It was a fairly small drawing. And so what you're going to want to do is change the size. So you can do a much bigger screen than 150 by 150. Let's see what it looks like when it's 950 by 950. There, this gives you much more room to work. And again, what we did, we just drew a line from 0, 0 down to here and a line from there to there. Now your job is to draw me something much more interesting. Let's see if we can find out what your options are. The drawings that you can do, oh, this is better. You can draw lines, rectangles. You can fill the rectangle in any color you want. You can draw ovals and fill them in. You can draw arcs. If you want to draw a polygon, let's imagine you were drawing a triangle. You set up an array, put the 3 X values of the triangle, another array for the 3 Y values, and then you can draw your polygon, and it just takes all the points from X, all the points from Y, and you say how many points you want. If you want to fill it, do it the same way. Now, setting your colors up. You have to specify a color before you use it. So I can set my color, and then everything that I do after that will be in that color. There are a bunch of predefined colors that you get to use, or you can create any color you want using the amount of red, green, and blue. So your job in assignment 13C, start with this basic thing to get your frame ready. And then in here, I'd like you to draw circle, square, triangle, diamond, rectangle, and color them all in. When you get that working, you don't make much of a change to do 13D. In 13D, you're going to combine what you learned in 13A, ask the user for some information such as which image do they want to see. You can use the dialog box to do it, and then send that information to draw. So for example, if they made a choice, we're going to send that to draw. Now, this needs a constructor so that we can pick that information out of draw. So now the choice goes into draw. We're going to set our variable choice equal to that. And if we've defined it as a class variable, it's now available for paint component. So again, what we did, we got 13C working. And then up here, ask the user for some information, send it to draw, use the information to make a decision down here. I'll give you another video to explain 13E. Okay, have fun with your graphics.